then you get $40,000. If I don't get compensated, so if I do get compensated, you can get up to $5 million. You pay nothing if you lose, $50 just to show. Okay, so why isn't this challenge across the street, way down the distance, someone with their brights on? I'm not going to catch it that well on this. Okay, I'll zoom in and take a picture of it. So why is that? Okay, what's your explanation? What's your explanation for the video hacking, the fuming? Okay, if someone thinks that I'm making all this stuff up, they're an idiot. I'm not Jussie Smollett. I'm not a Jussie Smollett fan. I am not part of Black Lives Matter. I'm not an LGBT community. Okay, if there was a federal investigation into this, okay, and I was lying, I'd be in a world of shit. I told you to file FBI reports, okay, which is likely to get the FBI's attention one way or another. Why would I lie about it? Okay, lying to the FBI during a federal investigation is a serious offense, from what I gather, and it would be stupid to lie. Okay, I am being harassed. They have done things in a way that has racial implications that clearly meets the federal statutes for hate crime. And there's continuous hate crime, hate campaign. Okay, their intention is to uphold white supremacy. That's clear cut. Okay, these are white values. In America, you're supposed to be able to maintain your values within the boundaries of the law, not the boundaries of secret society, occult law, or whatever weirdo stuff they have going on. Okay, you're supposed to be able to, if you want to be an Indian or an Arab and you want to dress like that, you're supposed to be able to dress like that. They're not supposed to interfere. They're not supposed to do things in a way that makes it so, they fume clothing and stuff. They do stuff like that. They put some kind of substance on the clothing when I get at the store in the mail. I don't know exactly how they do it, but it prevents me specifically, of everyone in my family, from wearing those clothing. So I have to put on different clothing. And it's safe to say, when we see what they did with the drink, right? This guy's brights on with the straw. You know what I'm saying? That's a possibility. Okay, I have a video at a restaurant. Not, I have ones in the car too. I have ones in the car with my parents. I have one in the car by myself. I have one at a restaurant where the soda in the straw is staying toward the top. There's a gap. That has never happened to me in my life. And since this thing started, it happened several times. Okay? There were, if it was saliva, you'd see a disgusting, slimy saliva straw. Okay? Excuse me bringing this up, but I have to cover all the odds and ends. I'm sure we're all mature. Everyone has saliva in their mouth. Okay? You would have seen that. That's not what it was. Okay? I never even heard of anything like that. Okay? There's no alternate explanation in this situation but some kind of technology being used. The soda wasn't fizzling or anything. There's no chemical put in the soda, okay, that I'm aware of, other than whatever technology, remote technology, that they were using. They had to be able to create that effect, and remotely, and in my drink alone. Do not believe the people at the restaurant have too many answers, but I don't know. Okay, the way they've been doing things screams remote technology. When you think about how many people they have synchronized to come at a certain specific time, the exact way they do things. They're not waiting for me or something. They come at a certain time, screams some kind of technology is being used. GPS, perhaps, but some kind of computer technology remotely applied. Okay, software, hardware, what have you. So therefore, it is illogical to ascertain that it is quite logical for me to assert that they are doing this with advanced technology and that the problem I'm having with my clothing is not a mental illness. I've never even heard of a mental illness like that. It is actual technology. When the problem started happening, I did not feel anxiety. I've looked into this. They say some people have anxiety disorders and they think they're being drugged, but they start panicking before they drink the drink, not after. Not all of a sudden, hey, why do I feel like I'm poisoned? That is covert drugging. Not to mention the actual physical changes that have occurred in my face, in my body, in my shape. There's no other way it could be. Now, why would the FBI and law enforcement ignore continuous hate crimes and poisoning? I'm not in a terrorist organization. You know, I'm not trying to single out any groups, but there's countless gang members on parole, violent felons on parole. Why the fuck aren't they persecuted? I live in unincorporated Morgan Hill in the middle of fucking nowhere. I have no violent criminal history. Anything violent I might have said in the course of my life is obviously a result of provocation by organizations. That is nowhere near the type of person who should be singled out for some kind of psychological operation. I'm not at war with America. I have no stockpile of weapons or bombs or whatever. I have none of that stuff. Again, I do not have those things. There is no excuse for what they are doing. There's no excuse for the failure of internal affairs. That's why we need new law enforcement bodies to oversee law enforcement. Internal affairs is not doing their job. Whoever oversees the FBI and the CIA is not doing their job. There's been sexual harassment and threats. They say, if you behave like you're gay, we'll take it easy on you. Where is that in how is that part of national security? How is that part of law enforcement? That is a fucking disgrace. Look at the history of law enforcement personnel sleeping with inmates, smuggling in drugs. You think these guys are angels? See people in the comments acting like idiots on other channels. They're saying racist things. Oh, it's the usual suspects. Oh, black people, so on and so forth. You think these people smuggling drugs every fucking day in this country are angels? They probably smuggle, so to speak, they smuggle more drugs in a prison than drug cartels in this country. Obviously not the case, but so to speak. So you get it, wrap your mind around the fact that law enforcement is code of silence, blue wall of silence, blue code of silence, drug dealing, coercion-based rape, forcible rape, child molestation. Look at the stories. You who say, the job is tough and we're going to support them no matter what. Have you lost your minds? You're suffering from group psychosis? Do you live in the same country I do? In this country here, law enforcement is a bunch of fucking crooks. I assure you. You think they would let this drag on this long? You think they're brave? They were brave. They'd have a press conference a long time ago and say, leave this brain surgeon's son, a son of the most outstanding member in our whole fucking country, in our whole county, leave him alone. They did not do that because they do not protect you. They rape and abuse people. What don't you get? You think I'm mentally ill because I'm mad about it? Why the hell aren't you mad about it? Why don't you people come together and do something about it? And demand decent law enforcement. And demand decent governance. Why don't you do that? What's wrong with you people? In the Greco-Roman tradition, they are nothing but rape organizations. First and foremost concerned with sexual control. First and foremost. Their sexual habits got so out of control in Las Vegas that they legalized prostitution. They couldn't keep their neo-colonialist rape cult coercion tactics in check, so they said just legalize it. Sin City. Is that the city of Zion? That's the city of God? Sin City. The rotten apple in New York. Where do you people think you are? In the Garden of Eden? It's not that long of a drive from California to Sin City. And this is the home of the Rodney King beatings, Oscar Grant shooting. Law enforcement doesn't give the first fuck about doing the right thing. Not the first fuck. You think they would be trying to set me up? If they were doing the right thing, the most righteous guy ever? You think as they internalize that into their fucking DNA and spread it to their seeds, that they're bringing forth the children of God? What's wrong with you people? You don't care about your relationship with God. You people don't care about your families. You don't care about their souls. You don't care about the point of life. You're like, oh, we're on this rock for no reason that's spinning around the sun in a certain way. They did some kind of studies that said the odds of life existing is so extremely unlikely, but we think it happened for no reason. It's like you're seeing a fully loaded 747, and you're like, I think it just spontaneously produced itself. It's fucking retarded. The Earth is actually more complex than a fully loaded 747, but you think it randomly appeared, and then you randomly appeared here for no reason. Not only did life exist on this earth, but you people exist on this earth, and you think it's for no reason. People start doing flips and martial arts, and you think it's a random coincidence. Here, this guy has his brights on. We don't appreciate about your little government personnel speech, buddy. Huh? We get even. We don't care about the law. We don't care about the law. We get even. Even Steven. Captain America. Even Steven Rogers. The rod and the gears, Rogers. The rod of justice, if you will. Bend them over. Okay, just corruption. Just corruption. The rotten state, not the golden state. The gold digger with no soul, influencing the children's state. Hollywood. I'm sure that's a den of morality. I'm sure that's a center of morality for the entire planet. Yes, if you give me what you owe me and you leave me alone, I will go to another country. How many of you, if your boss owed you millions of dollars, would be like, oh, I'll just leave, I'm not gonna, I'll leave broke, for example, I'll leave with only a $50,000, who needs it, right? When you greedy liars, you lazy people, too afraid to take on the stress of doing what is right, you lazy, fat idiots, and assorted mini-me punks, and you Ichabobs, give me what you owe me, and leave me alone. I will leave your shithole country. I will leave your racist fucking hellhole. Know that, motherfuckers. And if you don't like that, you can go back to fucking Europe. The rest of the fucking racists. Motherfuckers. You like your European social norms more than freedom? Get the fuck out of America then. Get the fuck out of my country. You racist pieces of shit. No one wants you here. They're waiting for Jesus to come back. Not for racism to fucking oppress them more. So get the fuck out of America.